Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. Today I want to get into a pair of SB Dunks. I actually went for this pair whenever they released, but I struck out on them. I was able to get the other colorway from this pack for retail off of sneakers, but when I saw the prices were reasonable, I decided to go ahead and grab this colorway as well. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's take a look at these Burgundy Crush City of Love SB Dunks. If you've been in the sneaker game for the past couple of years, then you certainly remember that for a long time, SB Dunk lows were pretty much unattainable. It would basically take a miracle to get a W off of the sneakers app for an SB Dunk low. And then if you didn't hit trying to get them for resale, you'd end up paying $200-300 almost immediately. It just seems like SB Dunk lows have been one of the hardest to get silhouettes, and I think resellers have been really going after them and everything. Fast forward to this year, and I've already got a couple of retail W's for SB Dunk lows. I did get the other colorway from this pack, and we'll compare them here in a minute, and we'll talk about what I like and what I don't like for each shoe. I think the retail price on these was $120, and I grabbed these off of GOAT for $140. I think they came from Hong Kong, but they got here really fast, so GOAT did pretty good on that one. Came with a standard purple box. The tag reads Nike SB Dunk Low Premium. The colors are Burgundy Crush and Dark Team Red. I went with a size 10.5 in this pair, and I'm actually planning on throwing these on feet just so we can talk about sizing and see how they look, that sort of thing. Here they are. I really like this pair of shoes. Even though across the board shoes have been more affordable this year, I'm really surprised that I was able to get these at $140. I think prices are still holding at what they were whenever I bought them. It was probably a week ago or so. But I really loved that lighter pair. I guess it's coconut milk or light bone. I forget what the colorway on those is. But I really like that pair. I am a little bit hesitant to throw them on feet just because the materials seem like they would be so easy to mess up. On the day of release, this is the pair that I wanted the most, but like I said, I didn't get the retail W on these. I did see a lot of people were able to hit for these on sneakers or at skate shops. These came with the burgundy laces already in the shoe. They're like the oval rope style lace that we get on SBs, but just like that light bone pair, it also came with a bright red spare set of laces, and I really like the contrast that this gives. And it also pulls out the red accent there on the tongue, as well as that red stitching that we have down on the midsole area. I really like how that red pops, and I think the red laces really helps that pop even more. Whenever I did the review of the light bone pair, I mentioned how my daughter kind of explained this red thread to me. Apparently it's like an old Asian proverb or something, but they say that when you're born you have a invisible red thread tied around your finger, and the other end of it is tied around the finger of your one true love. And basically, no matter what you go through, what obstacles you encounter, how much it stretches or tangles, that red thread will always be tied around the finger of you and your one true love, so you'll always be connected. I really like the way that the inspiration came out on these shoes as well. I think the most evident place where it tells the story is down on the insole. You can see that you have a hand and there's a red thread tied around one finger. Then the other insole has another hand and the other end of the string is tied around that one. And just for comparison, here's the lighter colorway of the shoe, and you can see both of these insoles have two hands on them, and they're all different colored hands for this lighter colored pair, and I thought that was a pretty neat touch. Real quick, while I have these in hand, the base of these is like a really light colored satin, and although it looks incredible, I just feel like if you get one little stain on these, they'll pretty much look beat up from then on. I don't know how you would clean them up. I don't know who would skate these. I asked that in my review of these if anybody would actually skate them, and I didn't see anybody say, yes, I bought these shoes specifically for skating. But this one also has like a satin sock liner, and the tongue is satin as well. The sock liner and the tongue on this one almost feels like a synthetic suede. It kind of reminds me of like a couch material or something like that. It's a little bit shaggy, and it's definitely not like a natural suede or anything, but it looks really nice and I really like the feel of it. Whenever I saw how well this shoe was done and just how good they did with telling the story and the inspiration and everything, it really solidified that I wanted this colorway. As I said, I don't know that I would wear this shoe. I still haven't made my mind up if I'm keeping this one or not, because it kind of reminds me of like my clot fragment dunks. Not that it looks just like that, but I feel like this is kind of like a dressy dunk low, and I already have those clot fragment dunks, so I don't know if I really need two pair of dunk lows that look like fancy or dressy or whatever. So that's just my way of thinking. I'm definitely keeping these, and like I said, I'm going to throw these on feet today so we can see how they look. I definitely plan on putting the red laces in both, but I just wanted to leave one stock so you could see how that looked, and I'll throw them on feet like this too, but I don't plan on wearing them mismatched. A quick rundown of the shoe. We have that same kind of grind material like we had on the other one. You can see just tiny little speckles of color in it, so I think they used that grind technology where they basically mash up old outsoles and old rubber from other shoes and then incorporate that into the outsole and the midsole of new shoes. It's got that SB Dunk Low tread pattern, which is similar to a regular Dunk tread pattern, but it's just got a couple little differences. Of course, you get those little stars up there on the pivot points, and you can see this bright red foam peeking through that says Nike SB. As we come up to the midsole, you can see more of those little speckles. And again, I really like that pop of color with the bright red that we have there. Then my favorite material that they used out of this whole pack is definitely this overlay. I think it feels almost like a pigskin. It kind of reminds me of what we get on New Balance shoes. It's just very soft to the touch. You get a lot of back and forth motion out of it. And I like that it's got like a natural texture. Like, it's not tumbled or anything, but you can see a lot of texture on it, and it's just a very premium feeling material. But we have those overlays on the mudguard, going up the eye stays, wrapping around the base of the heel, and then up here where we have the heel tab as well. The base material just feels like a really rough suede. It doesn't have as premium of a feel, and it reminds me of dunks that I've had before that are really stiff, and I think that's because they just used so much dye on this material. So I think it'll probably get softer as you wear them with time and as they break in, but this doesn't feel near as premium as what the overlays do. But I really like the difference in texture that it gives, and I love how these shades of burgundy complement each other. Like, they're very close to each other, but it's still enough of a difference with texture and shade that you can tell that it is a little bit different of a color. We have this kind of fake suede or this couch material for the tongue. It's a really fat SB tongue like we get often. And then we have that shaggy kind of fake suede material for the sock liner as well. I didn't notice it at first, but we have a crackling effect for these burgundy swooshes, and I think that looks really neat on there. Again, it's just another texture, and it just gives more depth to these shoes. Just behind those swooshes, this also has that kind of bordered effect. It almost looks like it's a patent leather or something just behind it, and that's either in a black color or else it's just like a really dark plum, but it complements all these colors really well. It looks like the stitching on that heel tab kind of matches the cracked leather that we have for the swooshes. And there's another close-up of the tag. It says Nike SB Dunk Low Pro, and it's got that little red thread accent on that. But that was a pretty quick look at these in hand. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and throw this pair on. I'm definitely keeping this pair. I plan on wearing this a whole lot. I just think that these are going to age really well too. I was thinking that I was going to spray them just to protect the materials, but they're so dark. I don't think it'll be a big issue if you get a little stain on them anyway. I kind of feel like it'll just add character on these Whereas if you got a stain on here, it would just look like a blatant imperfection. Like, it would drive me crazy on this shoe, but on this shoe, I feel like it'll just add character. Let me know which pair you prefer. Like I said, I really like this pair, but I'm so afraid that I would get them messy, and I don't know if I really have a need for a dressy dunk low in my collection whenever I already have those clot fragment dunks. This one really reminds me of the Red Lobsters. I don't know how much that shoe is selling for now, but I think in some places it's sold for like 10 grand, maybe even over that. I think that shoe is grail status for many people, so I would highly recommend, if you really like that Red Lobster pair and you're looking for a more affordable option, these are really nice. But anyhow, I'm going to throw these on feet, let y'all see what they look like, and we can talk about sizing and that kind of stuff. Alright, so I'm back. I got them on feet, and I gotta say right off the bat, I am glad that I went a half size up. I'm true to size 10, but I have a wide foot, and with most SB Dunk lows, I always do get a 10.5, and in this instance, a 10.5 feels perfect. If you don't have wide feet, you can probably go true to size and you won't have any issues with comfort. I've seen people say, just go true to size and break them in. But I've gone true to size and worn SB Dunk lows for a good while, and they never get more comfortable. Whereas this feels absolutely perfect. So I would just say wide footers, go a half size up. If you have a regular width foot, then just go with your true to size. Now that I have them on feet, I'm not sure which colored lace I prefer. Let me know down in the comments if you like this darker colored lace that came in them, or if you prefer these bright red laces. I think they both look good, and in hand, I think I preferred the look of the bright red laces in them, but now that they're on feet, I almost feel like I like this lace better. But let me know what y'all are thinking. Aside from the laces though, I just love this style. Everybody loves the look of an SB Dunk low, and these have a very premium look and feel to them. Like I said, they remind me of the Red Lobsters from years ago, and those shoes are absolutely unattainable for me at this point. There's a little POV look. This is one of my favorite pickups of the year. Alright, well, I hope that was enough to give you a good look at the Burgundy Crush City of Love SB Dunk lows. I really love this colorway. It's safe to say I prefer this pair to the lighter pair. They're both great, but I would just be so nervous that I'd mess that pair up. And I hate putting on shoes and then having to worry about if I'm going to mess them up or not. I like to just throw them on and then not think about it anymore. I'm really undecided on which laces I prefer. I think they both look good. Let me know which ones you like the best. Like I said, for wide footers, I would go a half size up. That feels perfect for my fat feet. As always, I really appreciate y'all watching, and I will catch you on the next one. I'm out.